Sunday afternoon is always a very dicey time to have your program. At 4 o'clock, just after your lunch, you are in that postprandial mood. Plus, you might have some programs for the evening, which makes it a very, very difficult period to have a program. But still, all of you have come. So I need to seriously thank you for your time and attention. Thanks a million. And now, welcome to this program on the 3 dimensions to becoming an international master trainer. So, but first, before we enter into understanding the 3 dimensions, let's ask the most fundamental question as to why at all become an international master trainer. What's so great about becoming an international master trainer when there are so many other things that one can become? The first and the foremost important reason is that the world is going through an economic crisis, and it would help. It would really help if you are in a position to get into a high earning, that too in foreign currency, which when converted into Indian rupees will make you rich beyond words. Becoming an international master trainer gives you the opportunity for a very high earning in foreign currency. And those foreign currencies like dollars, euros, yen, and pounds, when converted into Indian rupees, will make you rich beyond words. The second thing is they will make you very happy. Becoming an international master trainer will make you very happy because you will be busy 24/7 doing things which you love. Who is there in this world who does not like to advise and teach? And the job of an international master trainer is precisely that. Only thing is, you get paid for doing it. You'll be happy as you are being busy doing things that you love. The third most important thing is immortality. As per Dalai Lama, when you share your knowledge, it's a way to achieve immortality. This gives you an opportunity to give back to society by sharing your knowledge. Whatever knowledge you have gained all through the years, you will be in a position to share it with the people across the globe and become immortal. Live on in the minds and hearts of people. And above all, you will be admired. You'll be admired and respected. People will look up to you. As if these 4 reasons were not enough, that you will make a lot of money, you'll be happy. As an international master trainer, you get an opportunity to share your knowledge with the world, and above all, you will be admired. As if these 4 were not enough, I'm going to show you 3 more perspectives as to why you should become an international master trainer. Those 3 perspectives are: number 1, the historical perspective, and number 2 is the earning perspective, and number 3 is the expanded opportunity perspective. You see here, my dear friends, a picture from World War II. During World War II, when men went off to war, women had to fill up the gap, and they proved that they could do the men's work not just equally well, in some instances, even better than them. It is that defining moment in the evolution of man, a watershed moment, when women stormed the bastion which was reserved for men, that is work. And since then, the world of work has been shared equally by men and women, both of them. That is when women stepped out of the house, and since then, they have become equal partners to men in the world of work and in every aspect. You could well say that there was a defining moment when women's liberation started. The next most important event in recent past is the Y2K. Y2K, the year 2000, demanded the extensive use of software engineers to fix the bug, leading to the tripling of employment visas granted by the US. Fixing the bug enabled Indian engineers to establish their credentials and catapulted them as world leaders in technology. What is more, that becomes so very pronounced and firm that Today, Google, Microsoft, IBM, Adobe are all headed by Indian-born engineers. India has become the crucible for software engineers. And now, my dear friends, comes the pandemic. As the World Economic Forum, reskilling has become a post-pandemic imperative. Right now, the coronavirus pandemic is forcing global experimentations in the field of remote working, teaching, gig economy, digital commerce, and there's an explosion of global small businesses. Reskilling has become a pandemic imperative, calling for a huge amount of trainers who are masters on the online platform to rise to the occasion and train over 3 billion workforce the world over. Of the 7.4 billion people in the world, 3 billion are workmen, that is, they are employees. And they require to be trained and reskilled. 50% of them, that is 1.5 billion, require to be trained and reskilled. And that onus falls on the slender shoulder of the international master trainers. So how is it relevant? It is relevant because when a person starts a training career in India, he earns only 18,650. But the same person, if he were to start his career in Paris, he would have earned 1,700 euros, which amounts to 1.5 lakh rupees in Indian currency. In Tokyo, the amount goes up to 1.9 lakhs, in London to 2.5 lakhs, and in New York to 3.3 lakhs. You could well ask, how is it relevant? How is it relevant that a man working or starting his career in Paris, Tokyo, London, or New York will earn so much when he is in India? It is relevant, my dear friends, because today, London, Paris, New York, Tokyo is just a mouse click away. You don't have to go there to earn. You can do it from the relative comfort of your house. That means what? There is a huge expanded opportunity. And who are the people who can benefit from it? The people who can benefit from it are the self-employed, the trainers and teachers, and above all, the experienced and knowledgeable elders. Let us first take the self-employed. IFRI, in their conference on the digitalization of the post-COVID world, the views emanating from Japan and Europe is that self-employed can go global. They need not restrict them to the local market. Earlier, a person practicing his consultancy or being a doctor, an advocate, an engineer, or an architect, he was bound by the locale where he was. A person practicing in Jaipur had to restrict himself to Jaipur or the catchment area around it. But today, because of the digitization, he can offer his services and product across the globe, transcending boundaries. A teacher or a school can recruit students from far away, 1,000 kilometers away. It need not restrict itself only to students 2 kilometers from their residence, from their school. So what do they require to succeed in such cases? For a successful career, as a self-employed reaching out across the world, what you require is a good understanding of cognitive science. In other words, a good understanding of people. When you understand cognitive science, you understand people. Understanding cognitive science will automatically lead you to implicit influencing. Influencing without being visible as influencing people. That means you will be changing people's behaviors or opinions without even that knowing about it. And when you combine this with presentation mastery, what happens? You start grabbing their attention. You start grabbing the attention of all the people on the platform. Keep them engaged throughout the training and effectively deliver messages and teachings. And my dear friend, all this you can do from the comfort of your home, basking in the affection of your people and playing with your children. We are talking about today, but what is the vision for 2025? It is just 3 years away. We are already midway through 2022. We are just 1.5 years away from where we are talking about. By 2025, the online learning market is expected to grow to 325 billion. Today, it is around 114 billion. From 220 to 225, this market will increase by 200%. And the good news is 90% of the countries have adopted digital online learning, and 60% of even pre-primary schools have done the same. Pre-primary schools have also adopted online learning. In other words, the scene you see here is going to be relegated to the museum, and that is where you will be able to see this scene anymore. What is going to replace this scene is the online learning. That brings us, my dear friend, in other words, what? Teachers and trainers will have to upskill themselves for the online platform. Otherwise, they are going to lose students. Their earning is going to be impacted. The growth of schools and teaching institutions is going to be severely affected. Those who learn online training and teaching are going to flourish. They're going to make money. They're going to make name, and they are going to be building an empire for themselves. And this is the right moment to learn and create a first mover advantage. That brings us to the elderly. It is indeed a very sad case for the elderly, because 77% of the Indians don't save for retirement. Most depend upon their children for support. How many of you are aware that 12 crore people lost their job during the first wave of the pandemic in 2020? Another 2 crore lost it during 2021. I sincerely hope there is no one on this platform who has had one of their youngsters face this problem. But just imagine, my dear friends, here are the elderly. 77% of them have not saved for retirement and are dependent on their children, and supposing their children have lost their job during the pandemic, what do you think will be their condition? As it is, the condition of elderly is very bad. At the time when they have really gathered their knowledge and their experience, they are told by the government or the corporates to go home and sit down. They don't know what to do. They live from morning walk to morning walk. Every day in the morning, they'll go for a walk because there is nothing else to do. There they meet the other elderly, exchange their views, and wait for the next day morning walk. You can see here a park full of elderly people. It is under these conditions that they live. Add to that the woe and misery of a diminished income at home. What can happen? There was this article in the Forbes magazine recently where an elderly says, if I could change my career at 60, so can you. He goes on to say that it was a daily effort to maintain a sense of dignity amid the rejection. The elderly, when they are retired, they feel rejected. They feel depressed. They somehow suppress that feeling and put on a brave face. Just imagine having worked for 35, 40 years. And throughout this period, they have been working for their family, getting their children educated, married, building a house, paying home loan, car loan, education loan. And when time comes for them to think, now I am free of these, I can continue living happily, they are told to go home. However, this gentleman did not let it happen. It led to one great thing for him. It inspired him to become a career coach so that others could benefit from what he had learned the hard way. You too, my dear friends, like me, can become a career coach, an international master trainer. And as I said right in the beginning, your income will be high. You'll be earning in foreign currency when you become an international master trainer like me. And when those currencies, foreign currencies, are converted into rupees, you will become overnight millionaire. With your efforts, with your knowledge, with your experience, no luck, no chance, no selling insurance with this. You will be sharing your knowledge with the world. You will be busy. You will not be, waiting from morning walk to spend your time. You will be busy and happy 24/7. And as the Dalai Lama said, you will become immortal at that age because you share your knowledge. Your knowledge lives in somebody else. And above all, you will be looked upon and admired for your ability. You will continue to be respected. I'm sure you want to know Okay, so you have been talking so much about International Master Trainer. What exactly is an International Master Trainer? Very good question. What does an International Master Trainer do? The International Master Trainer fulfills three main roles. The first role is that of training. He trains people, he imparts skills to people. The World Economic Forum has observed that 50% of the world employee population will require to be reskilled. That is where you come in. You will be providing the skilling to them. Whatever skills you have earned, you have learned through the years, you can impart it to them. The second is, you will be a coach. You will become a coach, getting people to excel in that area of expertise. And finally, you will be providing consulting. Just a minute. The third thing is, you will be providing consulting to companies. These are the three things that an International Master Trainer does. Number one, he imparts training. He is a coach, a career coach. And finally, he's a consultant. An International Master Trainer is all three rolled in one. So, how are these different? That is a very valid question that can come in your mind. Because fortunately, unfortunately, most people are not discerning of the difference of these three. Now let us see what are the four areas focus. What is the focus area for each one of these, and what is the differentiation among them? Training, coaching, consulting. Who, what, where, why, how. The first is the who. In training, you train a vast majority of people, a vast population of people. You'll be training people with 50, 60 people at a time. Coaching is very narrow. It is one-on-one. You'll be providing coaching one-on-one, and consulting is normally given only to organizations. And what are they? Training is improvement in functioning. That is, you impart specific skills which will help the people to improve their functioning in their career or professional area. Coaching, do more than they would have done alone. Like Sachin Tendulkar was already a world-class batsman, but he had a coach in Achareka sir. Achareka sir was helping him all along to do more than what he would have done by himself as a world-class batsman. And in consulting, you provide expert advice, solutions, and information specific to a problem, to an industry or a company. Value provided. Training is always in a controlled private setting. The way now this webinar is being conducted, you could call it a model of a training. It is in a controlled private setting. Coaching is very flexible. It will be done at the convenience of the coachee. The person who wants to be coached, when he is at his most relaxed, at that time it is done. And consulting is a sort of an outsourcing of a hands-on employee. When you are appointed as a consultant for a company, they have outsourced the solution for that problem to you, and you, till that moment that problem is solved, or till the time that you are a consultant for them, you are an outsourced hands-on employee. Why? Objective is set much beforehand in training. Training starts after the training need analysis is done. Once the training need analysis is done, based upon the outcome of the training need analysis, the objective is set. But in coaching, objective evolved to get the best. It is a work in progress. And in consulting, it is resolution of a perceived problem. How? Number one, training is done through cognitive and behavioral methods. You tune the cognitive and the behavioral method of an individual to impart specific skills to him. Coaching is an approach based on measurement and assessment. You measure the improvement in a particular aspect of your coaching, assess what would be the best way to scale him up to the next level, and then implement that strategy or tactics and take him to the next level. Consulting is leveraging of the available resources. Whatever resource is available with you, how do you leverage and harness it to get the solution that you want? This is how an international master trainer behaves and executes his responsibilities as a trainer, as a coach, and as a consultant. That brings us to a very, very important question. So who will help you become an international master trainer? You are available. You decide that, yes, I want to become an international master trainer. Who will you approach, or who should be the person who will give it to you? Since I'm conducting this program, obviously, I consider myself to be qualified to impart the training to you to become an international master trainer. So why am I qualified? Let us spend a few minutes, with your permission, talking about me. Normally, it is not good manners to talk about oneself, but sometimes situation warrants that we be clean and come abreast and be transparent. My name is Arun Subramanian. I got corporate experience of over 45 years, of which 34 years are in senior management. Of that, 26 years as CEO of various national multinational companies. I have over 30 years of offline and online training experience. I have trained over 7,000 professionals from all industry, and 5,000 of them have benefited from my training programs on cognitive science and implicit learning. Implicit learning is learning without being taught. It's a very, very wonderful way of learning. And implicit learning is the only one which is more or less permanent in nature. Things which are learned implicitly are beyond the touch of any sort of a degeneration of the mind, a disease of the mind. 48 people have already benefited from my Diplome de Master Trainer batch 1. The question now is, are you ready for the journey, global journey? And if you are, how can you understand and become an international master trainer? That brings us to the crux of today's program, the 3 dimensions of an international master trainer. Before getting trained, I think you need to understand what are the 3 dimensions of an international master trainer. I will try to explain it to you based upon the country that we belong to, that is India. India is an agrarian economy. And all of us know what farming is all about. You see here a modern farmer plowing the field with his modern equipment. An international master trainer also, like farming, has 3 dimensions. Let us now understand farming to understand. He prepares the field by plowing it. Once the field is prepared, he sows the seed. And then lets the element, the sun, water, air, and earth, do its due. And then when the crop has come, he harvests the crop. And that is how he makes a living. In the same way, an international master trainer identifies his niche. What is your niche? Then he takes the niche and creates a digital program of it. I'm sure I have already lost most of you. I lost you because niche is the most abused word in the English language. There is absolute confusion about what a niche is. To make matters worse, I told you, you take the niche and create a digital program of the niche. Then you come to the third most difficult part, market and monetize it. You market that niche internationally and monetize it. Today, within the mandate of this 1.5 hours, I am going to help you understand what a niche is. And since I am an international master trainer, I should be able to help you understand niche in a very simple way. We will understand niche first from the time this word was coined and how it evolved into the current context. Niche comes from the French verb nicher, N-I-C-H-E-R, meaning to make a nest. It was derived from the Latin nidus, meaning nest. A niche is making a nest, making a nidus. The term was first coined by Roswell Hill Johnson, but it was first used by Joseph Grenville in a research program in 1917. So it is over a century old and still there is no clarity about it. It was meant to highlight a particular role of an individual species or an organism in its environment, including the position in the cycle and its behavior. That means what? If you say this is your niche, what you are trying to tell is that this is where you are most comfortable. This is the most practical and logical place for you to be. You are very happy doing that particular job and it gives you the highest satisfaction. That is what means you are in your niche. Number two, now let us see it in a slightly expanded way. As civilization progressed, living space became bigger and more complex and more beautiful. Beauty and convenience combined to create in architecture the use of the word niche. You see here a kitchen. Now, if you say that the house is a broad market segment, the kitchen is a part of that market segment, and a portion of the kitchen has been carved out here so that things which are very, very convenient are going to be required every moment are kept at easy reach. That means there are now three segments: a broad market, a portion of that market, and a narrow segment which addresses the requirement of that narrow market. What is the immediate requirement of the kitchen is kept in the niche. In the same way, you see here a washroom. Right next to the shower are kept the smelling salts, the body wash, the shampoo, the soap, the candles. Now you come to the bedroom. Right above the head on the bed is a niche where the books are kept. Just imagine, my dear friends. Many of us have the habit of reading before going off to sleep. As we read, sleep crowds our eyelids, it's closed, and we go off to sleep. What do you do at that time? If you were to take the book, close it, take it to the library, keep it, come back and see you would have lost your sleep by that time. But this niche serves a very particular purpose. You then shove the book into the niche and go off to sleep. And then you have the drawing room, where a portion of the wall has been carved down and a decorative piece has been kept to elevate the ambience of the room. That means the broader house has been divided or subdivided into four narrower markets of a kitchen, a washroom, a bedroom, and a drawing room. And there, a portion has been carved out to fill up a very specific need of that area. Just imagine. If the shampoo is kept in the kitchen, the michi is kept in the drawing room, or the books are kept in the bathroom, do you think that this should have fulfilled its purpose? No. Everything in its place only serves the purpose. So let us understand the niche funnel. Combining both these, you get a clear understanding of what a niche is. What is it that you love to do? What is it you are most comfortable doing? What is your real interest area? What you always wanted to do? What you identify yourself with? Ask these questions and you will know what is the nest you are building. That brings us to the next one. What segment of the broader market are you going to focus on? Which part of the house? Is it the kitchen, the washroom, the bedroom, or the drawing room? What segment of the broader market called the house are you going to focus on? And what solution do you offer for that specific problem of the focus area of the broader market? The specific problem in the kitchen is the reach of things which are regularly used. The problem of the washroom is the body wash, the shampoo, the soaps, and the smelling salts. And in the bedroom, it is to keep the books and the lamps. Similarly, what solution do you offer for that specific problem? If you follow this funnel, you will find your niche. In other words, cognitively speaking, you will have to go in to understand yourself and go out to understand the opportunities. That brings us to one very important aspect of the niche. That means in the right side of the brain, you convert the niche into a concept. When you go in and start identifying your niche, a concept comes up that this is what I would love to do. How do you do it? You pass it on to the corpus callosum, to the left brain, which is an objective, analytical, functional brain. Then this concept is created into an applied format through the objectivity of the left brain. And then you take it global. That is where, my dear friends, the rubber meets the road. You first need to understand that working with the niche is a very tricky thing because you require multiple perspectives to be able to really understand and appreciate the multi-representational nature of niche. Let us understand it through two very tricky things. The first one is called the spinning dancer illusion. It was created by Kayahara Nobuyuki in 2003. Just see. As you watch this lady spin, some of you will be seeing her spinning clockwise. Some of you might see her spinning anti-clockwise, but don't worry. Continue looking at it. She will change her direction. It will change suddenly. That means there are two perspectives to this spinning illusion. In the same way, you have on this left-hand side a picture. This is called Rubin's vase. Can any one of you tell me, unmute yourself and tell me what it is you are seeing that vase? What is it you are seeing there in the Rubin's vase?
Two faces.
Correct, madam. Anyone else?
Two faces.
Excellent. Anyone else?
It's a vase in black and two faces in white.
Absolutely. So you see, there are two aspects to it. The name of the picture itself is Rubin's vase. But the vase has been designed in such a way that when you concentrate on the white portion, you see two faces. When you concentrate on the black, you see a vase. Both are equally right. In the same way, niche has got two aspects. Number one, what is called the niche coaching. Niche coaching is about the type of coaching, expertise, knowledge that you would like to provide to the world through what you found when you went in. We said to identify the niche, you have to go in. When you go in, you find something. And that something is what is called niche coaching. That is what you are most comfortable with. And then comes the niche application. When you go out, you find the opportunity. What is that opportunity, that pain point that you are going to address with your niche is the niche application. Please remember, people can ignore your message if they receive them in the wrong context. The context has to be right. However strong and powerful a solution you may have, if the person does not have a problem for the solution, it will not solve it. You have the key, but did you find the right lock? A key is useful only in the right lock. That brings us to 3 dimensions of the niche. The same way as there are 3 dimensions to becoming an international master trainer, there are 3 dimensions to the niche, which if you ignore even one of them, the niche will fail. This is the reason why many people fail to understand what a niche is. Let us see what are the 3 dimensions to your niche. Number 1, experience. All the knowledge and experience that you have got is the first part of it. A second very important part is a well-defined ecosystem. Ecosystem is what? That segment which requires your niche. If you have an ecosystem, strong ecosystem, which does not require your niche, it is a waste. Just think about it. All of you are on LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, everywhere. Have you a well-defined ecosystem there? I was asking a doctor the other day, who are his friends on the Facebook? He said, my family members and many other doctors. Now tell me one thing. What would a doctor do having an ecosystem of doctors? A doctor with an ecosystem of patients will be able to drive his experience and utilize it. Otherwise, with other doctors, what will he do? And the third thing is you need credibility with the ecosystem. If you are a doctor and no one in the ecosystem knows that you are a doctor, everything is gone. Today evening, do a small experiment. Go to a crowded area, stand there and look around you and ask anyone you want, do you know who I am? You will know. Nobody will know you. That means you'll have no credibility. Many of us have an ecosystem where we have no credibility. Why are these important? Because when your experience meets your ecosystem, there is high acceptance. When your ecosystem knows about your experience, you have a very high acceptance in that area. When your credibility meets your ecosystem, they are willing to be led by you. If they know that you are a capable person, you are a proven leader, they are willing to be led by you. And when your experience meets credibility, it is very easy to monetize by influencing your people with your niche. So, my dear friends, experience, ecosystem, and credibility have to be together. Now, let us see the world separated into three types of people. The first is the man made famous by R.K. Narayan, R.K. Lakshman, the common man. The next are those who claim to be subject matter experts. They love to call themselves subject matter experts. The third are the super successful people like Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, and Oprah Winfrey. We will see what are the challenges that these people have faced with their niche and what they did. Let us first take the common man. The challenge of the common man is he has a lot of experience and knowledge. Let no one tell you that you don't have experience and knowledge. You have huge amount of experience and knowledge. All of us in this platform have huge amount of experience and knowledge. The question is, do we have a well-defined ecosystem? Why are we a common man? Because our ecosystem is ill-defined. We have taken no effort to build a very specific type of an ecosystem which will support, which will require our knowledge and experience. And we have done absolutely nothing, due to which we have total lack of credibility. We have lots of friends, but no one says that we are an expert in anything. We are good people. When a friend of yours says he's a good man, remember, he's condemning you with a sweet word. That means there is lack of credibility. And when there is lack of credibility with your ecosystem, you are invisible. You are not visible to anyone. That is the reason why most people after retirement don't know what to do, where to go, how to lead their life. They are confused. They don't know how to monetize all the experience and knowledge they have got. They have got huge amount of experience and knowledge. Just imagine, supposing you are a banker or an engineer, a chief engineer, having worked in the corporate or in the government, in a bank for 30 odd years. But since you have got no ecosystem to which you can give it, or you have no credibility with the current ecosystem, you don't know what to do with yourself. When you ask others, they are also in the same boat. They say, yeah, chalo yaar, kuch nahi ho sakta, nothing can happen. We are over, our life is over. It is not, my dear friend. You are invisible and your path to monetization is unclear. That is because your niche is not well defined. You have done nothing to create that niche. That brings us to the subject matter expert. The subject matter expert also, like you and me, has got a huge amount of experience and knowledge. And with a limited circle of where he is currently, he has got a high credibility also, like a professor has a credibility with his students. A doctor has a credibility with his current patient lot. But unfortunately, he too does not have a well-defined ecosystem. Outside that college and those students, this professor is unknown. Outside his patients and his locality, the doctor is unknown. Outside the few clients he has, the consultant is unknown. In other words, there is only frustration. You will find most of the subject matter experts are frustrated. They feel unappreciated. They feel they are facing a wall. Why? Because they don't have an ecosystem. When experience and credibility does not have an ecosystem, there is frustration. And when credibility does not have an ecosystem, there is stagnation. There is no development and improvement because there is no way knowledge can come in because there is no knowledge sharing happening. This is the reason why known niche creates this challenge for the subject matter expert. Now that brings us to the people like Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, and Oprah Winfrey. All of them were non-entities. Today, they might be big names. They were all nothing. I don't know whether you are aware, but the first thing that Richard Branson did was cut a music album with an unknown musician. That is what he did. And Oprah Winfrey, we all know her sad history. And Steve Jobs, a dropout. How did they become so big? Let's understand that with the fourth example. This is Venezuela of 1970, a nation of only 29 million people. The country as a whole was beset by poverty, crime, and political unrest. Something very akin to what Sri Lanka is facing today. It was a total downhill task. Nothing could be done to Venezuela at that time. Into the scene came Jose Antonio Abreu and Salemi. If you were to Google him, you will read that he's a Venezuelan orchestra conductor, a pianist, economist, educator, activist, and politician. This is what it reads. So, which one of these expertise did he use to pull Venezuela out and help Venezuela find its value and identity? The surprising answer is none of them. Jose Antonio Abreu and Salemi loved children. His love for children helped Venezuela come out. He created a music program called El Sistema, where he started teaching children as young as 2 to 5 years old music. His firm faith was that the entire criminal pipeline was being filled by young children who were running errands for the mafia lords. And he thought that if I could show a future for these young children, the parents will definitely stop them from going in the wrong way, because no parent, however bad he may be, will want or will desire bad for their child. El Sistema was started in 1975, and the first batch of El Sistema had just 11 students, aged 2 to 5, and the program was started in a garage in Venezuela, in a garage. Today, my dear friends, you will be proud to know that every year 700,000 students are learning music. El Sistema has been adopted by most of the leading countries in the world, including the US. He was honored with Latin Grammy Trustee Award in 2009. And he was one of the people who was instrumental in helping Venezuela find its own feet and value. The program's most celebrated alumni was Gustavo Dudamel, who is now a music director of the Los Angeles Philharmonic and one of the most acclaimed conductors of the world. What a transformation he showed for a country that did not have a single music student in 1975. Today, 700,000 people are learning music in Venezuela. The crime scene slowly dwindled away because they did not get, the pipeline was blocked. Parents started believing that there is a future for the children. And we all know children love music. All those people who have got grandchildren and children in their house in the age of 1.5 to 2.53, they know that learning happens with music. Baba, Black Sheep, have you anyone? Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. All the Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is all learned in a musical way by the children. When you teach them with music, they are attracted towards it automatically. And Jose Antonio Abreu used that music to guide Venezuela out of the dump. Is it enough that I'm saying this? No. No. We are all students of science, and we believe that every statement made has to be validated. So let us validate whether Abreu's niche was really useful. Number one, a niche is useful when it has got minimal competition. Just imagine how much competition do you think Abreu would have had for creating El Sistema, which taught music to children as young as 2 to 5 years old? Can everyone mute, please? There is some noise coming in the background. No, the second thing is, one is there was absolutely minimal competition. Second, just imagine the amount of professional and personal satisfaction that he must have got. Professionally, he became a very, very, very acclaimed politician of that time in Venezuela. Personally, he saw his love for children flowering itself in the form of El Sistema. Third, high profit potential. How much more of a profit can you expect that you pulled out your country out of the rut that it was falling into? You showed a direction to the people. You gave them a new dream. You gave them a vision. How much more profitable can something be? There was a practical need which it solved. The need was to create a prosperous country. The need was to stem the rot which was happening. The need was to stop the expansion of the criminal activities. All that was done by teaching children 2 to 5 years old music. Finally, a strong market demand, so strong. The 1975 11 students grew to 700,000 students by 2022. 34 countries across the world adopted the process of, what do you call it, El Sistema. How much more proof you require that he operated through his niche? That is niche. And that is what Diplome de Master Trainer aims at doing. The course Diplome de Master Trainer, for which this is an introductory webinar, will help you choose your niche. It will help you identify your niche. We will help you validate it. Because one of the biggest problems mankind faces is that he believes that what he thinks is right. He never tries to validate what he thinks. But we will help you validate the niche, and then we will hold your hand and help you take it global. We told you right in the beginning that your experience and knowledge requires an ecosystem. We will help you build a community and nurture it. Diplome de Master Trainer will teach you how to build an online community, personalize the social network. It will be a connection of you to all the people. It will not be a collection of motley group of people. It will be a collection of people who you will be able to serve better and who will benefit through your service. We will teach you how to nurture that community. We will help you manage the narrative. And above all, it will be done through a strategic growth timeline. How do you strategize your growth timeline? How do you decide where you want to be at which stage? How do you develop corporate connections so that you can create an impact in the corporate? How do you create SME status? Through using the social media, YouTube, and podcasting. For all these things, you will be requiring digital assets. Without digital asset, you cannot do, because today we are on to a digital world. We will help you create those digital assets. We will help you learn how to build a website. We will help you create your own blog site. We will teach you how to create creatives and marketing collaterals, how to write content for all media. We will teach you how to create a value for your program and how to create video and podcasting. All these digital assets will be taught. And when this is done, automatically the credibility will also be created. So your niche part of it will be complete with these three: identifying, validating your niche, taking it global through clear-cut strategies of community building and the creation of digital assets. That brings us to the next dimension of that brings us to the next step, next dimension of International Master Trainer, that is sowing the seeds. Sowing the seed has got 6 steps. The curation of content and creating insights. You have got a huge amount of knowledge. How do you know which part of the knowledge is going to be useful to the community which you are going to serve? How do you identify that part of your knowledge and experience which you will use to solve a particular problem of a section of the community? How do you strategize those insights into delivery? How do you incorporate implicit influencing techniques into all that so that it will be driven straight into the subconscious? Remember one thing, emotion works. Decisions are taken by the subconscious. The conscious keeps arguing. So you have to bypass the conscious and go directly into the subconscious to elicit the correct response. And that can be done only through implicit influencing techniques. You will learn how to incorporate those techniques into your program. We will teach you how to structure your program so that you will transition from part to part in a seamless manner. You will create a professional slide deck. Visual acuity is very, very important. Vision is the most important sense organ for the intellect. We will teach you how to create a professional slide deck through which you can appeal to the visual acuity of your audience. And then finally, how to present, the techniques of presentation and oral, digital oratory. Digital oratory is to the online platform what public speaking is to the offline. It all begins with understanding learning. We will teach you adult learning principles, the neuroscience of learning, Bloom's taxonomy and the taxonomy of cognitive science. We will teach you the questioning techniques of anthropophora and other questioning techniques. You will also be learning about the community of inquiry as propounded by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer in 2001. Today, most of the leading Ivy League universities like Harvard, Stanford, Yale, MIT, Wharton, Oxford, Cambridge, they have all adopted the community of inquiry model, the 3-dimensional model of a social presence, a teaching presence, and a cognitive presence to drive their learning. You on the online platform will be driving your learning with your participants based upon the community of inquiry model. And finally, you will learn about the nudge theory. The nudge theory was propounded by Richard Thaler, and it got him the Nobel Prize in 2011. All the advanced countries in the world today have a nudge unit. And the nudge unit advises the president or the chief executive of the country how to drive public policy. You will be learning that because it is one of the most powerful implicit influencing techniques that is available today. That brings us to the next part. Having understood how to drive your learning, you have to create your content because content is king. The selection and validation of the content. The content is there inside you already. How do you select valid portions of that content and validate it? Slicing and compacting it. Slicing and bringing them together so that, it will be easily assimilable and digestible. We have all observed that the opening and the ending, there used to be a joke during my school days that writing essay, people used to say, write the first paragraph very impressively and last paragraph impressively. Even if you write the story of the cinema Bobby or Yado Ki Barat, in between, nothing matters. That means the teachers don't remember anything of what has been written in between, only the beginning and the ending. That is called the primacy and recency effect in presentation. You will be learning how to create the primacy and recency effect. You will learn how to structure your program, how to bait and loop your audience in the program. You will learn the transitioning techniques, how to transition from one subject to another, one concept to another, one insight to another, how to prime the mind of the audience and create them, make them ready for the knowledge that you want to impart, the opening, the body, and the closing of your program. All these things will be taught to you. All these will be taught in an extensive manner. It is not just a mention it will find. You will find that all the science behind it will be taught to you. That brings us to the instructional design. As I said, need analysis is the most important. You will learn how to do the training need analysis. What is a narrative grammar? There is a grammar for narration on the online platform. Proposal writing. How do you write a proposal so that the corporates will accept it? Script writing. We treat presentation as a story. So the presentation creation has to begin first with the script writing. Then you convert that script into a presentation. And the presentation, each slide requires a facilitator guide, what you should speak and what you should not. And finally, creating of a world-class presentation deck. All these things will be taught to you under instructional design. That brings us to digital oratory and delivery. How do you speak on the digital platform effectively, impactfully, so that you will leave an indelible mark in the mind of your audience? The language of professional presentation. How to get the context right in your presentation. Remember one thing, you are sitting in front of a black box called a laptop or a desktop, and you're talking. You can see no one. You don't know what they are doing. And this uncertainty can play havoc in your mind. So you need to know how to create a context right in your presentation. Otherwise, you will not be able to impact even 1% of those who are attentive. The ability to tell a story in your presentation is very important. Even the most mundane information can become enlightening when told as a story. That brings us to the art of personalizing your presentation. Your presentation should be unique to you. The technique of delivering virtual presentation is very, very important, and then brings us to the final part of it, master digital oratory. When you speak, it should be a smooth flow of words. No humming and hawing, you see, I see, okay, mine, now. None of those things should be there. It should be a smooth flow of words so that there is continuity in your message. This brings to a close the second dimension of an international master trainer, sowing the seed. The third is harvesting the crop, which begins with digital marketing. You will learn everything there is to learn about Facebook marketing, LinkedIn marketing, driving traffic to your website and blog site, creating landing page for your programs, building a community to create an ecosystem, and above all, how to handle the social platform. All these three constitute the three dimensions of an international master trainer. In addition, when you do Diplome de Master Trainer course, what you get is lifetime membership to DMT Alumni. We have a vast alumni of Diplome de Master Trainer. You get lifetime admission membership free. The entire program, you get access to the archivals of the video recording. You can get back to the video anytime you want and continue to refresh yourself at your own convenience. There is no cost for that. After the 5-month course, for full 1 year, we will mentor you, be with you, offer our platform, help you with designing your programs and go global. That is done for free. We want you to succeed because you will be the flag bearers of the future Diplome de Master Trainer programs. Harvard began with just 9 students. Today, Harvard University rejects over 2 million applications every year. We want to be the Harvard of the training community, and you will be our flag bearer. Mr. Agarwal, can you please mute? Thank you. All this will be done as a group learning. You will learn as a group. You will not be learning as an individual. Every aspect of Diplome de Master Trainer is template driven. We will be giving you templates through which you can continue your learning and continue to get the results. You will network with like-minded individuals, and all that happens for free. You will get a certificate. My dear friends, you will get a certificate the way Mr. K.V. Subbaraju, Dr. K.V. Subbaraju of Andhra Pradesh has got. This certificate is worth its weight in gold. It tells the world that you are an international master trainer. And what is Diplome de Master Trainer? It's a 240-hour course. I know most of you are thinking, my God, 240 hours. Remember one thing, Rome was not built in a day. The course begins on May 20th, just a week away. Next Friday, it will begin. And will go till 2nd of October, 2022, 240 hours. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, from next Friday, the course will be conducted from 7:30 to 10:30 by expert faculty. The Wednesdays are optional practice sessions when you can come and practice with a facilitator and a guide. Imparting skills is easy. What is more important is to give guided practice so that you can master it. That will be available. In addition to this, you can have over 100 hours of monitored practice as a group. As a group, you all can decide to join together and practice what you have learned. Select participants will be given gold membership. A gold membership of DMT means lifelong free admission to Diplome de Master Trainer courses in the future. As we upgrade the course, as new developments take place, we will be upgrading the course, and life membership people will be able to come and join those upgraded part of the course for free. Or if they want to attend some part of the course which they feel they need to refresh, they can come and join for free. All gold member courses, if you are a gold member and you create a program, VAC Solution will promote it through its ecosystem of 78,000 people for free. We will not charge you anything. You can avail of the facilities and the platform at a discounted price. The Diplome de Master Trainer course will help you identify your niche, will help you create digital programs of your niche, your knowledge, and will help you market and monetize it. And how will it do that? It will do that by providing you all the skill set necessary for identification of your niche, creation of the digital program, and marketing and monetizing it. We will provide you the skill set. Second, just providing the skill set is only one aspect of it. We will help you master it with guided practice. We will stand next to you, coach you to become a master in it. And finally, since we have already walked the path, we will launch you onto the international platform by holding your hand and taking you forward. What more can you ask? You will be taught how to identify your niche. You will be taught how to create a digital program. You will be helped in launching it and monetizing it. So, how do you do this program? That's a very valid question. Definitely, you must be wondering, how do I do this program? The how can be answered not that very easily. You need to think very deep. Because I am asking you to commit 240 hours through 5 months and then 1 year of association with us. You really need to think it out properly. And for that, I will help you with the decision pyramid, which begins at the top with the question, why should you be doing this? Ask this question. Why should you be doing this program? Do you want to make money? You want to keep yourself engaged? You want social status? You want people to admire you, respect you? You want people to follow you? Or do you want to share knowledge? It is also possible that you want all 4 of them. You want to make money, keep yourself engaged, have a good respect in society, and at the same time share your knowledge. It's perfectly possible. If your answer is yes to any of these, then you come to the next part of the pyramid. What is required to do that? You require a clarity and understanding of the opportunity all around you. Most people have the knowledge. Most people have the time, but they don't know where the opportunity is or how to avail that opportunity. And what skill set is necessary to leverage the expertise you have got and use the opportunity to reach your knowledge to the people. That is also possible. You might want to earn money, you might want social status, you might want to share your knowledge, you might want to be totally engaged every day, but you might not know where the opportunity is or what skill set is required. And now the question comes, how do you get an understanding of the clarity and the skill set? How will you do it? We will help you acquire the skill set. We will help you with a guided practice, and we will help you with a planned launch. All that you require to do is decide whether you want money, you want to be engaged, you want social status, and you want to share your knowledge. If your answer is yes, we will help you get the clarity and understanding of the opportunity. We will provide you with the skill set which you can leverage your expertise. We will help you with the guided practice to master that skill set, and we will catch your hand and launch you on the path to success. I'm not going to talk anything more about the program. I'm going to post in the chat box a Calendly link. The Calendly is an app which helps you fix an appointment with me. As soon as the app is posted, please visit the app, fix an appointment with me. Let us discuss in greater detail as to how you can benefit from this program. The program is all about you, not about us. Please understand that. It is not about the price. It is about the value which you will get from the Diplome de Master Trainer program. I want you to understand the value. Thank you, my dear friends. I am going to post the link in the chat box. You can go to the link in the chat box, click and take the appointment, and we will meet as per the appointment and discuss further. The Calendly link has been posted. Anyone who wants an appointment may kindly go and click on the link and take the appointment. In the meantime, if any other question is there regarding Diplome de Master Trainer, I am open for you to ask me. Wow, that was fast. Already 3 people have clicked. Good, good. Please go and take your appointment so that we can discuss at the relative privacy and comfort of a private meeting and get to understand more about Diplome de Master Trainer. Any questions? I'm ready to take it. Just a minute. I think some problem is there. People are trying to unmute. Yes, now you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Yes, Mr. Funny.
Sir, is it posted, sir?
Yeah, it is posted. The link has been posted.
It's not visible, I think. But
Just a minute.
it's,
I have a question.
Yeah, just a minute. Can you see the link, Mr. Funny?
yes, I'm going with. Okay.
Yes. Who was it, madam, who wanted to ask a question?
Yeah, so since I work from Monday to Saturday from morning till evening, I
Yes.
can't have the meeting with you during the day, the time slots that you have given.
7:30 to 10:30. Or okay, you want to have a meeting, right?
Yeah,
Well, when do you want it? Tell me.
evenings, it is always possible in the evening.
You do one thing, you book at the 3 o'clock slot. I will change that time and I will send it to you.
All right.
When do you want it? At 8 o'clock in the evening will be convenient.
Yes, it will be fine.
You do one thing, you book at 3, I will convert the time to 8 o'clock.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Funny.
Yes, sir. Today's webinar is highly informative, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You have given us a very good information on the digital platform, and we'll certainly talk to you in the private.
Yeah, you can fix your appointment.
Yes, sir. After
You
half
can-
an hour,
you
I
can
would
see
like
the
to.
link.
Yes,
No,
Yes.
you can fix it now because the link will be lost after that.
right, sir. Okay.
Because as soon as the webinar closes, the link will go away from here.
Right.
You can fix an appointment, and then if you want to change the appointment, you can tell me. I will change the time. No issue.
No, sir, I'm not getting the link. Where it is available, sir? That link I'm not.
Then you go to the chat box.
Oh,
Have you gone to the chat box? Mr. Funny, what is your number? Tell me. WhatsApp number? Okay, Mr. Funny Kumar, I have found your WhatsApp number. Can you tell me when you want this?
right now?
What
Around
time? When do you want the appointment?
7:30.
Not today, sir. Tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow in the evening, sir. 7 or 7:30.
Tomorrow is 16th, isn't it? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
16 May.
I've already sent a request for 8 p.m. tomorrow.
30 p.m. Madam, let us make yours 8:30 because 7:30 sometime a gap has to be there. Is it okay if I make it 8:30 tomorrow for you?
Sure, 8:30, 9:30, anything is okay.
Okay. You have already booked, isn't it?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I will do it. At 8:30, I will fix up your appointment.
Thank you.
There is lot of background noise coming. Please be sensitive to the audience. Yes, sir. Ramana sir, we will talk in the evening. What time will be convenient for you?
Your time, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll talk with you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thanks a lot for coming. Yes, anyone else wants to say something? Any questions?
Hello.
Yes, who is it? Mr. Hetal Kumar?
Yes, sir. So,
Can you please unmute?
yes, sir.
Unmute your video. Let us see. हाँ बोलिए दोषी जी.
Sir, what is the basic cost of this program, sir?
That we will discuss when you come. I told you now, I want you to first understand the full value.
Okay. Okay, sir.
You fix an appointment. Have you fixed an appointment?
Right now, I am doing, sir, in chat
Do
box.
it. You do
Yes.
it. We will discuss. I will give you the entire. See, the cost is the same for everybody. That one paisa also this side and that side did not change, because we will all be traveling this journey together for 1 year and 5 months.
Yes, sir.
If I give one person also 1 rupee less than what I given to the other, you all will skin me alive, because you are going to become the best of friends when working together.
Yes, sir.
So that will not happen. But I don't want to talk about the cost, because it is about value.
Yes, sir.
Even if it is only 5 rupees, if it is not going to give you value, I think you should not spend that 5 rupees.
Fine, sir.
Please fix an appointment. I will discuss everything with you in detail.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And once you fix the appointment, you will get the link. I will also send you a detailed brochure, a 26-page brochure on this Diplome de Master Trainer, which will explain everything to you. Then I will answer all your questions in total detail.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
May I leave
Fix
now
your
if this is
appointment.
over?
Yes, yes, Madam Vaishali, you can leave.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm leaving.
Please, 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 please. Anyone else has got any other question? Mr. Prakash Jote has already booked. Mr. Chiplunkar has booked. Mr. Hetal, are you booking your event? Mr. Hetal Kumar?
Yes, sir. I'm typing right now, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. You
Okay,
fix up the thing. Anyone else has got any other question? Yes, Mr. Hetal Kumar, your event booking has come.
Sir, kindly reschedule it to late evening tomorrow, sir. After 7 or 8 p.m. It is booked for 2 p.m.
Okay.
Any time is fine to me.
Say 8:30 is Vaishali G's.
No problem. Then after mine is okay, sir. Anytime,
Okay.
sir.
So
I will be
9:30 I will
available.
book yours.
Yes, sir. I will be
9:30.
available, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, then, friends, if there is no one having any other question, we will close the session. Thank you for giving me your Sunday evening. Have a nice day.